Greetings! In today's video, I will be taking a look at the new Granulating Kuretake colors. I decided to get this mini set from Art Supplies. They are the Kuretake paints but repackaged in small pans and at a much lower price. I also got from Art Supplies this really cute mini palette that's like a radio, a boombox. And I also got a tub of white gouache from Holbein. So I know that these paints are meant to have a special effect going, so the first thing I did was to paint some really large swatches in my sketchbook, and since I had a little bit of space left on one side, I added mini swatches of the first set just so I could reference everything on one page. I know that for swatches of this type, you're gonna have to make them really juicy, so that there's enough water for the effect to happen. So that's what I did. I painted my swatches and let them sit and dry to let the effects fully develop. They're not in the numerical order, but I'll go through them using their color numbers. The first one is Cosmic Red. This one I think is really nice. It has a really interesting, very subtle yellow undertone and a very obvious granulation going that's a sort of cool red, like a slightly purplish red. So I really like this one. This one is really nice. Then we have Cosmic Olive, and this one I really don't like as an FX paint because the effect just isn't there. It really doesn't deliver as the product pictures would have you believe. It is marketed as a color that will have a very clear separation of green and purple, and what we get is a color that initially thought was supposed to be brown. Then we have Cosmic Green. It's a really nice color, but my issue with this one, and why I would say it's a bit meh, it's because we don't really have this contrasting effect going. Like the color is green and the granulation is also green, and we don't really have two levels of colors playing here, so I'm not entirely sure what's up with this one, but it definitely doesn't live up to the expectations set by the first set of paints. Then we have Cosmic Blue. I'm not sure what was the idea with this one because we have a fairly similar color in the first set where you have a blue undertone and then an orange granulation that manifests in the paint, and now what we have seems to be the same kind of two colors but with even less granulation, and I'm not sure what I'm supposed to think here, but I would have loved something that is more different from the other paints that we already have in this range. And then the last color is Cosmic Violet. This one I think is also quite nice, like the red and like the previous colors of the first set. It has a very obvious undertone that's kind of blue, and then the really strong purple granulation that manifests on top of the undertone, so it's much more in line with the colors from the first set and colors like the Cosmic Red in this set. I like to do paintings to try out paints because I think swatches are fun, but the real test is painting something with the paints and mixing them and all of that. And with this kind of color selection, it's a bit difficult. I know I had not a hard time, but I had to really think outside the box for when I did my painting of the first set, and now I kind of went back to that idea and drew sort of a scene in the same spirit with the same cat character, and it was fun to paint, but at the same time this set of colors is really limited and I only use the colors of the second set to paint this new drawing. But yeah, you can't really paint everything with it if you are doing more illustrative art. Like you either have to use a more monochromatic approach or to paint something a bit more abstract. Like you can't really do accurate color matching with these colors. I don't think that's the point of them, but still, if you think you can make them work for what you do, that's awesome, that's ideal. But yeah, it's not like getting a set that has a split primary and then you can work from that to paint just about anything. I hope that makes sense. Overall, I would say that this second set from Kuretake is somewhat disappointing, mostly because of the way the FX manifests in the paint. At least the first set of colors gave us the same texture for each color. It was reliable in that sense. Now with these new 5 colors, we don't really get that. We get 2 colors that work like the first 5 from the first set, and then we get 3 colors that don't really fit in. I've really tried to get like the Cosmic Olive to separate like the promotional photos, and I wasn't able to. So there's definitely some sort of issue here. Also, I would say that for now, this set is just too expensive for what it is. You get 1 less color and the set is still almost twice the price of their other sets that come with 6 colors. So if you have the budget for it, I mean, sure, but otherwise, I don't feel it's justified to be this pricey. Now, you could always do what I did and get these repackaged from a shop like Lime Art Supplies. I think this is a really great way to get the paints and to try them, and you don't pay a fortune for a whole full set of paints that you might not like. So I think this is a really fun option, and if that's something that you think would speak to you, I'll leave the link in the description to the palette that I bought, and you can grab one too if you want. Otherwise, if you really want the full set, I would recommend waiting a while until the price goes to the level of the other sets. So in US dollars, that's about 15 US dollars. In Canadian dollars, it would be around 20, 25 or something like that. For now, the last time I checked, this set on Canadian Amazon was like $80. So don't don't spend $80 on this full set of paint. That's absurd. But yeah, I don't know if Kuretake will do a third set eventually or not. But if they decide to do a third set, I really hope that they will work on the paints to make them a bit more in line with their paints from the first set, and perhaps bring in some colors that would be a bit more different than what they already have with these 10 colors. Either way, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.